It turns out Bianca Censori might not be the person we all thought she was, and the latest revelations about her are raising eyebrows. For over 2 years, she and Kanye West have been husband and wife, and throughout their marriage, whispers have circulated about Kanye allegedly subjecting her to public humiliation due to some unusual personal preferences. However, recent developments have completely flipped that narrative on its head. Contrary to popular belief, Kanye may not be the one mistreating Bianca. If anything, she appears to be the one calling the shots. Just a few days ago, some jaw-dropping information surfaced, suggesting that Bianca has secretly been working for some highly influential figures in Hollywood, allegedly operating as Kanye's handler for the feds. If that weren't alarming enough, new rumors claim she's actively plotting to place him under a conservatorship and gain control of his fortune. Buckle up, because this situation is getting wilder by the minute, and if these allegations hold any truth, we're in for a serious Hollywood spectacle, because Kanye did not come to play. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the timing of Kanye coming out to expose Bianca for this is kinda sus, given that Bianca was just reported to have filed for divorce a couple of days ago. And like that's not bad enough, we found out that he did not get a prenup before they got married, which means that half of his fortune is in danger. And like that's not bad enough, her father, who is reportedly a known mafia boss in Australia, also threatened Kanye for humiliating his daughter on the Grammys red carpet. According to an insider, Bianca's father Leo wants to have a proper sit-down with Kanye and ask him what the hell he is thinking when he parades Bianca around like a trashy naked trophy pony. He wants to ask Kanye what he would do if his daughters North or Chicago were seen in public half-naked in outfits encouraged by their husbands. He knows that there is no way that Kanye would allow this for his daughters, so it makes no sense why he would encourage this for his own wife. The insider continued, "If this isn't bad enough, the man who is supposed to protect Mr. and Mrs. Censori's daughter is the same man that is shutting her out from her own family. Leo honestly wants to just sit Kanye down to let him know that he is hurting her family by turning his beloved daughter into a trashy-looking marketable commodity. No man should ever encourage the woman that he loves to walk out in public and present herself like this. That isn't love, that is control." Well, Kanye is now trying to spin the narrative, claiming that Bianca has been a spy all along and that she has been monitoring him. The crazy part about this is that the Kardashians had their suspicions about Bianca from the start, but everyone thought that they were just salty because Kanye was moving on from Kanye. A source claimed that the family isn't taking this as a marriage yet. They don't know what it is. They aren't sure if it is a PR stunt. They are waiting to see if he files for papers. They are nervous because if it's real, she would be in the children's lives. However, multiple anonymous sources claimed that Kanye and Bianca's relationship was perfect and to ignore the haters. One source claimed, "Ye has been a megastar for 2 decades and counting, and his first marriage was to someone who lives almost full-time in front of a camera. Bianca and Ye have a totally different vibe. They are very private, very affectionate, and totally devoted to each other. I think they both enjoy carving out time that's just for them." Another insider spoke to Us Weekly and said, "Things couldn't be better for Kanye and Bianca, and they're doing amazing. Kanye feels like he finally met someone who truly gets him and loves him for the person he is. Bianca compliments Kanye on so many levels, and he appreciates and respects her opinions. She really keeps him grounded, and he's feeling better than ever." However, tensions escalated when Kanye found himself in legal trouble after his former assistant, Lauren Pisciotta, filed a lawsuit accusing him of serious misconduct. According to her claims, she initially joined his team to assist with the first season of his Yeezy fashion line, but her role quickly shifted when he promoted her to be his personal assistant. Things reportedly took a turn for the worse soon after, with Kanye allegedly overstepping professional boundaries. The situation started to unravel when he demanded that she shut down her OF account, setting the stage for a much larger conflict. According to reports, Lauren was primarily supporting herself via an OnlyFans profile in 2021 when she met West. She says he hired her to work on the first season of his Yeezy women's fashion line, and they ended up collaborating on 3 tracks from his Donda album. Pisciotta does not have any formal credits on the record, however. West subsequently hired Pisciotta as his personal assistant, with an annual salary of $1 million, $780,000, on the condition that she was available 24/7. She says she agreed to the terms. But that made things worse because Kanye started to send her some super inappropriate texts. According to reports, after she closed the account, she claimed she was bombarded with explicit text messages from West, including adult videos. Pisciotta also claims he while talking to her on the phone, and that, on one occasion, he pleasured himself in front of her after trapping her in a private room on his plane. She claimed that he would say stuff like, "See, my problem is I be wanting to f***, but then after I f*** is I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been f***ed while I'm them. Then I want her to cheat on me." He would apparently go on to describe his intimate fantasies with vulgar language. Another time, she claimed that he texted her saying, "Is my D racist? It is. This effing racist D of mine. I'm going to beat this E-racist D for being effing racist. I'm going to stare at pictures of white women with black behinds and beat the ish out of my racist D, beating the ish out of his big black C." Not Kanye acting like a rabid cat, but with all this, fans still felt bad for Bianca. Like this person that said, "Someone help that poor woman get away from that man and get that ninja to a therapy session or some ish." So, you can imagine our complete and utter shock when the truth finally came out. Turns out, Bianca has been orchestrating this entire mess from the shadows. Girl, excuse me? Not only is she not the naive, helpless wife people assume she was, but she might actually be the mastermind in all of this. Woo, talk about a plot twist. And honestly, it's starting to look like we all owe Kim and the rest of the Kardashian clan a big apology. They've been side-eyeing Bianca from the very beginning, and now it's clear they weren't just being petty, they were trying to warn us. Kim didn't exactly keep it a secret that she wasn't comfortable with North spending too much time around Bianca. From the jump, she made it clear that she didn't trust her, and now it's starting to make a lot more sense. The wild part? North actually seemed to like Bianca. The two were spotted hanging out a few times, looking pretty friendly, which only made Kim's concerns stand out even more. Now, with everything that's coming to light, it looks like Kim might have seen the red flags before anyone else did. An insider revealed that North thinks that Bianca is super cool. This made Kim super upset, and the insider claimed that Kim thinks Bianca is getting too close to her daughter, and she is definitely jealous of the new woman in West's life. It's already a nightmare co-parenting with Kanye. This is just another wrench. But we thought that she was just being a bitter ex who was trying to use North as a weapon to get under Kanye's skin. However, we soon started to see headlines about how unhealthy Kanye and Bianca's marriage was, and this was why we started seeing Bianca as a victim. One of Bianca's oldest friends spoke to Daily Mail, saying, "Bianca is stuck and her friends are trying to save her. But no one can because of the blockades Kanye has put up around her. Everyone is extremely concerned. This isn't who she is. She is an incredibly outspoken and lively person who is never one to keep her mouth shut." This was a mess, and it made fans even more scared for Bianca. However, the headlines started to change, and there was some talk about how Bianca was slowly taking charge of Kanye's life. A source said, Kanye West's new wife, Bianca Censori, runs the show, including his daily schedule and deals with all of his business affairs. At first, none of this really added up. Bianca had no background in business, no track record of running a company. Yet somehow she was suddenly calling the shots. According to reports, she originally worked as an architect for Yeezy. But let's be real, why would a fashion brand even need an architect? That detail always seemed a little off, like a convenient excuse to explain how she crossed paths with Kanye. Things only got more suspicious when she started taking control of his business affairs, despite having zero experience in business. But hold on, because the plot just thickened. That sweet, soft-spoken persona she's been putting on? Yeah, turns out that was nothing but a front. Word on the street is that Bianca isn't just some random girl. She actually comes from one of the most infamous mob families in Australia. According to reports, Bianca's father, Elia Leo Censori, did hard jail time after being convicted in 1982 on a charge of possessing a prohibited import substance and sentenced to 5 years with a minimum of 3. Her uncle, Eris Censori, is a notorious gangland killer once dubbed Melbourne's Al Capone. Eris was sentenced to death in Western Australia for a murder, but the sentence was later commuted to life imprisonment. Her oldest brother, Edmondo, known as Eddie Capone, has convictions in Victoria for violence, including assaulting police, theft, and threats. Chile, do you know how wild it is to have your family name mentioned in the same breath as Al Capone, one of the most infamous crime bosses in history? Yeah, that's next level shady. Bianca's family wasn't just dabbling in a little mischief. They were deep in some serious underworld activity, running an illegal gambling empire, and who knows what else. And let's be clear, Bianca wasn't some clueless bystander in all of this. She grew up in a $2.8 million mansion, surrounded by the benefits of that business, so best believe she knew exactly what was going on. That whole sweet, wide-eyed act was just a performance, and now it's all starting to make sense. It gets spicier from here, because it seems like she's already making moves on Kanye. Word is, Bianca just got power of attorney over him. For those who don't know what a power of attorney is, power of attorney, or POA, is a legal document giving an attorney in charge or legal agent the authority to act on behalf of the principal. The attorney in charge possesses broad or limited authority to act on behalf of the principal. The agent can make decisions regarding medical care, financial matters, or property on behalf of the principal. According to reports, a power of attorney comes into play in the event that the principal is incapacitated by an illness or disability. The agent may also act on behalf of the principal in case the person is not readily available to sign off on financial or legal transactions. It's weird that Bianca would get power of attorney over Kanye when he is neither sick, disabled, or mentally incapacitated. So why exactly does he need that? I mean, he grew Yeezy into a billion-dollar company, so why would he hand over everything to Bianca? According to reports, with the negative press surrounding him, Kanye is in need of a career revamp, and it seems his wife is going to be the one to do it. The U.S. Sun allegedly obtained documents that showed that Bianca was given special power of attorney over one of his properties back in March. The difference between power of attorney and special power of attorney is that the latter limits decision-making to specific circumstances. It continued, "It is claimed she's been given control over his house in Hidden Hills, the same property that Kanye brought directly across the street from ex-wife Kim Kardashian." A source also claimed to the U.S. Sun that Bianca is planning on taking the reins on Kanye's business, so this might just be the beginning. At this point, it looks like Bianca has her hands on everything Kanye owns. His homes, businesses, bank accounts, you name it. Sis isn't just in his life, she's practically running it. Honestly, this is giving major Britney Spears conservatorship vibes, and the parallels are hard to ignore. Think about it. There's been a long, well-documented narrative about Kanye being unstable and unhinged. For years, people have questioned his mental state, and with all that already out there, it wouldn't be shocking if the next step is a full-blown conservatorship. Actually, scratch that. It looks like the groundwork is already being laid. Now, let's rewind to the beginning of Kanye and Bianca's so-called whirlwind wedding and the fact that Kanye mysteriously disappeared right before they tied the knot. At the time, folks were concerned, wondering what was really going on. Well, fast forward to now, and the latest reports suggest that Bianca wasn't just some random new love interest, she was allegedly assigned to him as a handler during his disappearance. If that's true, it would explain a lot, including their sudden marriage and that sketchy Yeezy architect title that never really made sense. Looking back, it's starting to feel like this entire relationship was set up for a much bigger reason than anyone realized. Before Kanye's disappearance, he had gone against some of the most powerful people in the industry, and he made some anti-Semitic comments that rubbed people the wrong way, like how he tweeted, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going to DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." The funny thing is that I can't actually be anti-Semitic because black people are Jews also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda. He then bragged that he could say all the anti-Semitic things he wanted to say because he knew for a fact that Adidas would never drop him.
The thing about it, me and Adidas, is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me.
He then went on an interview with Piers Morgan, who was pretty much begging him to apologize, but Kanye refused to, and he walked out of the interview.
I think you should say to the Jewish people, "I'm sorry for the offensive language I used in that tweet. I wouldn't do that again. This is what I really meant." I think people would respect you if you said that. I don't know why you can't just say that.
When I would apologize for the tweet, this is what has to happen first. I need all of the top executives in Hollywood. I need the top executives at the NBA and at the NFL. We'll do those two sports specifically. And I want the top executives in music.
But things started to get concerning when he went on a rant about how the Hollywood elites couldn't control him.
They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name. It's up.
In another video, he claimed that he was going to war.
I'm going to war. You know, I don't have endless resources. I only have like maybe, honestly, only maybe $120 million in my account. But what I'm not gonna let happen is I'm not gonna let my kids take over Yeezy someday and have a boardroom telling them what to do and talking behind their back.
Looking back, that should have been a major red flag, but at the time, nobody really questioned it. It wasn't until Kanye straight up vanished that people started side-eyeing the whole situation. Then, out of nowhere, he reappeared, married to some mystery woman that nobody in his circle even knew about. But here's where it gets even wilder. Shortly after their sudden wedding, Kanye handed over power of attorney to Bianca, giving her control over everything, including his beloved Yeezy brand. And let's not forget, this is the same Yeezy empire he swore up and down he was protecting for his kids, making sure no corporate board could ever take it from them. Yet somehow he turned around and signed it all over to her? Yeah, something about that just isn't adding up. Now that all this new information is coming to light, a lot of things that didn't make sense before are finally clicking into place. Take those weird rumors about Kanye wanting to start an adult film production company. At the time, that was beyond confusing. I mean, this is the same man who has publicly admitted that adult content had a damaging impact on his life. He's talked about how it messed with his mind, so for him to suddenly turn around and launch a company to produce those same types of films, that was sketchy AF. Something about it just didn't sit right, and now, with everything we know about Bianca's influence, it's making us question who was really behind that idea in the first place. According to reports at the time, Bianca freaked out about Kanye's plans because she thought he was going to force her to star in them. An insider said, "She's freaking out, and with good reason. He's been strutting her around and dressing her like she's a P-star, and now she knows why." Bianca went along with him parading her around like she was in some kind of freaky fashion show because she thought it could turn her into a star, but skin flicks are beyond the pale. But it seems like she eventually got on board with the idea, even going as far as sharing links to adult content, despite knowing that some underage employees might come across it. According to reports, the videos shared by Censori, who has been married to the rapper since 2022, were accessible for underage staff. No guardrails were put in place to prevent the underage YZYVSN workers from working on Yeezy P or to prevent them from being exposed to and being forced to view pornography to perform their work. Another source claimed that the lawsuit further alleges that Ye's wife, Bianca Censori, sent one employee a file-sharing link containing hardcore activity. The link was reportedly meant for the development of a porn app, which Ye announced plans for earlier in 2024. Now, sources are coming forward claiming that Bianca was the real mastermind behind this entire scheme. And when you factor in the power of attorney she has over everything Kanye owns, yeah, the math is mathing. Insiders are spilling that Bianca isn't just calling the shots, she's allegedly following orders from some seriously powerful people. According to them, she's been pulling the strings, keeping Kanye under control and steering his every move. Chile, this was an insane plot twist that we never saw coming, but I want to know how y'all feel about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.